Hello guys, I'm here to continue from my last part of the video, which was talking about the very basics of sketching. If you are new to this video, you can very well go to our first part of this video where I have talked about the basics and the interface of SolidWorks. You can find the link in the description below. So to start with our today's particular video session, I have some particular sketching tools to discuss. Now, the sketching tool which we have already discussed was just using a line element. So we just had a sketch of a 2D line element, which was originating at the origin and ending at the origin. So to continue from there, we'll be today covering this particular sketch. This particular sketch has been made using several sketch entities, such as we have used circle here, we have used a center rectangle here, we have used straight slots here. Certain sketch tools were used, such as mirror entities as well as linear sketch pattern, to particularly complete this whole figure. So we'll be starting from the scratch to sketch this particular figure, and on the way you will come to know the different sketching tools. So yeah, let's start. So as soon as we open a new sketch, So now that we want to create a new sketch, as soon as we go into a new module, we have these three options with us. The first option says a part, the second option is named as assembly, and the third option is named as drawing. Very obvious with their names. Their functions are, the names are very obvious with the functions which they are involved in. This particular module helps in creating a particular part. If you have created a number of parts or certain number of parts and now you want to assemble them, you just need to open a new module of assembly here, and here you will have the options of assembling all the created parts you have already been through. And here is the drawing module. It is an typically engineering drawing module where you'll be able to draw a particular sketch with view of engineering drawing skills. So we'll start with this part module. We'll sketch in this particular part module here. So as soon as we go on to that part module, we have this interface with us where this blank space is the space where the whole sketching thing you can see. You can see how the sketching is going through. And the right hand side is the help box. We can actually minimize this help box to have a better view of that sketching screen. On the left part, we have our module tree, which keeps on building as you keep on sketching. The main help of this particular tree is it will keep you in sync with the steps you are following while sketching. Yeah, you will get to know this again while we are sketching this particular figure. We'll start with the circle we had, and for that we'll start with this front plane. Okay, I'll start this again. To start with, we'll choose any one of the planes. Where to be very comfortable, we'll go with this front plane. We'll choose sketch here. Right click on this front plane and you'll see this pop-up menu. You can choose the sketch button here. Also, you can see that here there is an icon which says normal to. As soon as you click this icon, you have that normal view of that particular plane. So while sketching, if you are oriented on a particular direction and you want to suddenly jump onto that normal plane, or that normal view of that particular sketch, you can just right click on that particular plane which you want a normal view to, and you just click on this normal, and it will give you a normal view. Just turned 180 degrees. Now we are okay with it. Now we will go with the sketch module. As soon as we enter this sketch, we are here in this sketch module. So you are on with all of these sketching tool here. You can use these sketching tools to sketch your figure. So the figure which we are talking about today does consist of a circle, a rectangle, two particular straight slots, and two particular circle slots. So we'll start with that big circle. We'll take the center as the reference. Create a circle. We'll talk about dimensioning later. So now that we have created the circle, we'll move ahead with creating a rectangle. Now here I want a rectangle which is symmetric about its center. So I'll choose a center rectangle. Choosing a center rectangle, you can see here the center rectangle is always symmetric about its center. Okay, fine. So I'll choose this center rectangle. Now before moving ahead, I'll just dimension these particular sketch. For dimensioning, I must select this smart dimension module. Entering the smart dimension module, I just need to select the sketch I want to dimension. Here I want to dimension this circle. The circle needs to be of a diameter of 100 mm. There you go. And then we have this center rectangle. I want to give it as 60. This could be very well 70 mm. Now that we have defined our circle and our center rectangle also by their dimensions, I'll move on to creating this rectangular slot. For that, I'll move ahead. I'll opt out of this smart dimension. Okay. And then I'll select this particular sketching tool which says you can create a straight slot here. Also that you have several options in that drop down menu. Creating a center point straight slot, a 3-point arc slot, and a center point arc slot. Now we are only concerned with this very basic straight slot. I'll just put 1 point here, 1 point here, and I'll create a slot. Now that my slot is created, I want another slot of the same nature here itself. And now that I want to do it without sketching this particular slot again. So what are my options? I have this one option here that I can actually linearly sketch this pattern. So now that you can see this particular sketch has been selected, automatically it selects. Now that is why SolidWorks is a particularly smart drawing tool, because it is very smart in predicting all those small things which you will find it difficult to draw it in a different software altogether. So here what I have done is I have selected this particular slot which is to be linearly sketched. Now I want it to be linearly sketched in this direction, y direction. I want this to be here down. So I'll just put this as 1. Putting this as 1 will deselect this particular thing. And as we want this pattern to be on this y-axis, I'll put it 2 here. And as soon as I put 2 here, this y-axis gets activated. Now I want it on an opposite direction. See? And the spacing should be at about 70 or 70. Okay, fine. We can edit this later also. So now you can see we have a linearly sketched pattern here. this distance will be fixed. Now see, what I want to do, I want to actually have a symmetric relation in between these two slots. For that, I'll just dimension this part first. Fix it at 35. Okay. Now fixing it at 35, it's automatically this will also come as 35 because this total linear sketch pattern is of 70 mm unit distance. So here you go. Okay, fine. Now that we have came through this linear sketch pattern tool, I just want to show how this mirror entity works. For that, I'll create a circle here. Suppose I can directly put the radius here. I want a diameter of 10. That means a radius of 5 will do. Okay, fine. I have a circle here of radius 5. Okay. I want to mirror this. I don't want to create another circle. Suppose you have a sketch which is very much symmetric about an axis. You won't have to create that sketch again. That is why this mirror entities sketching tool comes into action. And as soon as I select this mirror entity, it will ask me what entity I want to mirror. I'll just select this arc 6 and it asks me to mirror about. Now that I need a reference to mirror about, I'll select this right plane. As you can see, this right plane will act as a perfect mirror to have a mirror image of this circle on our right hand side. So I'll select this right plane. You can see here the circle comes up. Okay, fine. Now that we have used mirror entities, linear sketch pattern, as our sketching tool to introduce in this particular sketch module, and already you have been through these relationships. I have talked about this relationship in my last video. You can actually go through that. The link is in the description below. And for today, we have this particular sketch. Here you have came to know about using mirror entities as well as linear sketch pattern. In this particular sketch, from this particular sketching tool. And I'll exit this dimension. I'll exit this sketch. And before exiting this sketch, I just want to see that if this particular figure is underdefined or fully defined. We can actually view that from here. Now this particular figure, it is showing here as it is underdefined. So for fully defining it, what should we do? We need to dimension this particular figure fully. After that only we can have a fully defined sketch here. So I think I need to dimension couple of more lines here. I'll dimension this as 45. The radius to be 3. This is 10. Now that we have completed the sketch with all the dimensioning, you can actually exit this sketch and have your sketch here. So yeah, now that you know how to use mirror entities as well as linear sketch pattern tool, as well as using circle and straight slots. So we'll be coming up with more complexities in our coming lectures or coming videos. And till then you can keep practicing and send me your queries, if any, in my comment box here. And see you guys.